And I'm just supposed to sit here and let him do that and let any employee take any time they want off and just sit here and take it. Welcome the Bubba the Love Sponge show, Monday, March 20th. And Lummy's still not here.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, no, he's still being a music festival. Bar back. Lovely.
I'm surprised he didn't drive back last night to make it here. That'd be wild, but he seems dedicated enough.
Yeah, well, when he comes back, I'm going to have a discussion with regards to requested days off. I just am, and and Dan will be, Lummy will be back tomorrow, so Dan will be here. So I'll have somebody here that, also has to be a boss and has to, juggle employees' requests and things like that. All too often, some of the most uncomfortable discussions I have to have on the air is when I got to be a boss. And a lot of people, probably that are radio personalities that have a staff, like Glenn Beck and, Alex, people that, Roger, was that Crowder guy? Is that Steven Crowder still a thing? Is he still killing it?
I don't know.
Did he heard he got in trouble or something?
He's getting numbers, but he had a rough year last year.
Why?
Just stuff with him and his wife. He's kind of an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Has not been handling himself in the best light. A lot of people turning on him. His fan base.
Does he have a staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
People are judgy though.
Yeah. I gotta fix my microphone here.
Dan, I like the fit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we gotta get into that. But so tomorrow I'm gonna have to be a boss, and then a lot of the Bubba Army gets mad when I have to be a boss, and because I'm the least liked person here, and the boss, excuse me, is always the least liked person. So it just happens to be the boss. Is also the quarterback, is also the owner, is also the general manager. I have to wear several different hats.
Were you upset with Lummy taking off to work those 2 days before Friday or after the show happened Friday? There were some spots where he needed him. Is that when you got upset?
Wasn't as mad, and I've granted it before. Lummy taking those 2 days. Lummy has taken a couple days off and done this music festival prior, but I think as the show has, just naturally grown, and Lummy's importance to the show has naturally grown, that Friday accentuated how important Lummy really is to the show.
I think it was the 1-2 punch too. I think it was the Lummy / Mach. I think one or the other, it wouldn't have been as noticeable, but I think without both, it really felt naked.
Yeah. So, Mach, were you listening to the show thinking, oh, no?
I was hugging the toilet.
So you weren't listening to the show?
Friday?
Yeah.
Friday, yeah. I got that, whatever Merch Quick was saying, there was some kind of virus going around. My whole family got it. It felt like there's an alien in my stomach, and I literally threw up.
Well, the Merch Crick is a hypochondriac. Know that, please.
I'm serious. I mean, I was on the toilet throwing up at least 10 to 12 times all overnight. I couldn't keep anything down.
Man.
Water would just come right back up.
You're so different on the inside than you are on the outside.
Yeah.
You look like an animal on the outside.
Yeah, it looks like, man, he could literally walk into like almost a cash cube full of COVID virus and walk out. No big deal.
Exactly.
Nothing could penetrate. No disease could penetrate that exterior of a man, right?
That's what I would think. I mean,
Right.
he's like a Petri dish inside.
Yeah. Now, is it Petri dish or Petri dish?
Petri.
Okay, I'm just asking. So anyway, no, even if Mach had been here, there is just some. Lummy just can't take days off now for listen, if Little Walker, if they had a family emergency, like maybe Little Walker was in the hospital, listen, I would hope.
That's a dire scenario, Bubba. Is there anything else in the middle? Maybe you can take a day off for?
Or Ashley was in the hospital.
That's in the middle.
Or his mom, or his mom had fallen and hurt herself, and he needed to be. I'm just thinking.
Family emergencies.
Well, any family curveballs. Something like that. I don't know. But,
What about all the people saying to pay him more money?
You will. Hold on.
I'm not saying that.
Hold
Bubba.
on.
I'm not saying that.
No, I know you're not saying that, but you're going to help me get through this.
Yeah.
Did everybody not get a raise just now?
We did.
Okay.
We sure did.
Exactly. So Lummy just got a raise, and a pretty nice one. And now I feel Lummy is, for what his duties are. Listen, I know the Tampa Bay radio marketplace. I know the Orlando marketplace. I know the Fort Walton Beach. I know about what people make in radio. I've been doing radio for 40 years. I have an idea as to what a co-host on a morning show, on a syndicated morning show makes. I know about that. And Lummy, for the first time, or a co-host on a Tampa base. First of all, like, there's not a lot of people in radio left. They're firing people. People aren't getting raises in radio. Am I right? I mean, people are getting let go. People are getting replaced.
The biggest raise people get in radio now is they'll offer you an extra week or two of vacation. But
right.
They won't give. And they won't
That's
even give
your pop?
Yeah, they won't even give you cost of living now.
Yeah. I mean, and they're also making you do more stuff too. So
you
anyway,
got a blog, you got a podcast.
Lummy does all that, and he got a raise, and I for the first time feel as if Lummy is like Lummy could tell another person on a morning show here in Tampa what he makes as a co-host / executive producer, segment producer. Like, Lummy's just not a co-host. He does a lot of things, but I think that he's competitively paid in the marketplace. Along with, I give a 5 weeks vacation. You get 5 weeks paid vacation here if you work for me. You get 7 national holidays, and you get 20.
Did you say we get like 6 weeks off?
It's between 5 and 6 weeks that you get off. Between the time we take off, we take off almost 2 entire weeks in Christmas. But like I always give the day off of Thanksgiving and like Labor Day. Like for instance, Memorial Day that's coming up. Realistically, the only day that employers are required, there's one day that's a national holiday, and that's Monday. So everybody gets Monday off. All banks, schools, post. That's a national holiday.
Monday for what?
Memorial Day.
Oh, are you talking Memorial Day now? Okay.
Yeah, this is coming up.
I understand what you're talking about.
But don't say Happy Memorial Day, Bubba, by the way.
Why?
Because it's not a happy event.
Oh.
I just learned that from Seth and Rhett today.
Yeah, because people pass, so it's
so just be like, I hope you have a good Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody.
Yeah, don't say that.
Not one of those.
Have a
a solemn Memorial Day.
No, have a memorable Memorial Day.
Hope you're close with your family.
Yeah. So anyway, but I give the Friday before we take off the Friday before Memorial Day, so that's a day, and we take off like on Labor Day. We take off a couple days. Before that, on July 4th, we take off a couple days before that. On Thanksgiving, we take the Friday after Thanksgiving, and we might take Tuesday, we might take Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I'm just saying that I take usually a week or two, in February. I think we've already taken like maybe a week off. I don't know. But anyway, I figured it all up this weekend on my calendar, and my employees get about between 5 and 6 weeks paid vacation. So if you get that much, which I think is very lenient, which is a pretty large amount.
It's like a corporate job.
I mean, I think there's not a lot of people that get 5.5 or 6 weeks paid vacation unless you are a very long tenured employee at a huge corporation or your own boss.
Not necessarily your own boss. I've never had 5 weeks of vacation.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think you take that much time off, do you?
No.
I mean, you're slinging jugs. What do you probably take? 4 weeks, 3-4 weeks?
Yeah, if you add it all up, it's probably 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
But some of it's national holidays too.
Now, are your girls and the people that work for the Diaco Plastic Surgery Center USA, are they required to take off when you take off, or does the office still stay open and do ancillary stuff, or do they can take off when they can actually take off when they want to take off?
Dude, they do Lummies on me all the time.
Oh, they do Lummies on you all the time?
All the time.
Yeah, so we're going to start doing Lummies on you. So that's when you just like arbitrarily take a couple days, ask for a couple days off.
Yeah, and then they'll throw a match in.
because
Then they'll throw a match in on the side just to add another day to it. Like, oh, I got back. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I need an extra day. That Monday morning sickness.
And listen, there's a certain amount of those people in your world that are very, very important, that really affects your business. And then there's some people that really aren't that important. You're like, oh, okay, I'm missing Susie today, but Susie's not that big she's not that big of a cog in the gear system we have here at Diaco Plastic Surgery USA. But Lummy has increasingly became more important, and the show suffered tremendously. Like this is what I get most mad about, is when I have a bad show.
You didn't have a bad show.
I didn't have. I might have had a good show, but I was scrambling around. By the way, Beach Metal Detective, $10 on the super chat.
Do you want me to say those?
Yeah, I don't know. See, we don't.
I can say them. I was just waiting for you to have a natural pause before I just.
No,
we got the iPad. We know the passcode now.
Yeah, it's a difficult one.
Okay.
Same passcode as my luggage.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I better pull up PayPal, and here's what I'm most concerned about, is that Lummy is so well liked, and I know he is. He's so well liked that if I get on him a little bit about this, that everybody's gonna go against me, be mad at me, maybe not tithe as much money, and get mad at me and hold it against me.
Holy crap, man! Somebody put in chat every single day you've taken off this year.
Bubba has now of those. All right, let me see here.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on though. But of those people, Dan, see, so let me, so Seth, see what I'm facing?
Yeah.
All right. So January 29th. Yeah, I took
30th and 31st.
30th and 31st. I took off. The show did not.
February 1st and 2nd as well. Yeah, that was the 5 days we did the show.
Yeah. Then the show on the 8th and the 9th, February 8th and 9th, the show got off. So that's just not me. So hold on, February 8th and 9th, and so on, and also on the 15th and 16th.
Now, weren't you working your ass off on those days,
8, 9, 15, and 16, those 4 days, everybody got off. So, right? Everybody got off. So that doesn't go, that's not on me. That's everybody.
And Bubba, you were working your racetrack, weren't you?
I
for most of those days? I mean, it wasn't like you were like,
I wasn't at a music festival. I was, my other, multi-million plus dollar business. My other business is actually worth more than this place, probably. I had obligations, and I've been doing that for I don't know for how long. So but see again, Seth. When I start just even talking about it,
yeah, the attack.
People start attacking me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just
so listen, Dan Wolfgang. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that you get, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of the 9 days that you give, 4 of which everybody got off. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and then again, I can't even really talk about this. And then the fact is, I don't think I can let Lummy off for these golfing events anymore and for these music events anymore. I don't think I can. I just don't think I can. Based on just based on how I feel the show went on Friday. And why does everybody got to be? Why can't any of you put yourself in my perspective and in my shoes, if you will, and realize that you got to be the boss, you got to be the owner, you got to be the quarterback, you got to be the general manager. Like you got to be it all, and it's really a lot of pressure. mean, just like you, Dan, you got to be the surgeon. Well, you got to be the salesman. You got to be, you got to be the boss of all the people that work for you.
Right. The COO, the CEO, the
and
the CFO.
And the dude that's going in there and slicing and dicing.
Right.
So anyway.
Beach Metal Detective, $20.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when Lummy gets back, and we'll see what his mindset is. And here's the other thing. I don't want to piss off Ashley. I want to be mindful of that as well.
Well, I'm sure that already happened.
Well, see,
I don't know. I don't know her that well, but I mean, if she heard Friday, I don't know. She's probably like, oh, poor Lum. Just going to go make some money for little Walker so he can afford his snacks.
He does eat a lot.
So again, I'm fighting that now. Now I'm fighting, a wife of an employee who usually loves me, and we've never had an issue at all. Me and Ashley have never had an issue, but it's one thing to have an issue with an employee. It's another thing to have an issue with the employee and his wife thinks you're a dick too.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Wait till they add the Walker kicker.
That Walker doesn't know anything.
His next sentence is F Bubba.
Is it a compliment, Bubba, when you talk to Lummy and you go, Lummy, you're so needed for the show that I just can't go on without you?
Yeah, you're so critical. You're so
I'm just saying, Lummy, I don't think that, taking time off to do another job is something that I think I can allow you to do anymore, unless it's during a time that we already have scheduled off. You're too important to the overall sound and preparation and prepping of what I need that I just don't think I can allow it. I think the show suffers. I'm sorry you can make $2,500. What's more important, $2,500 or $40,000? I'm just saying.
That's a trick question.
I'm just saying.
Just kidding.
And so anyway, maybe I don't even have it. Maybe I just let it go and just be a little bitch.
Either way, you got everybody fired up in chat at 6:18 on Monday, Bubba. I think that's a special talent.
Yeah, true.
People don't even know how much vitriol and fire they have coming out with to start the week right now. It's going to set the tone.
And I guarantee you, it's probably anti-me, isn't it?
It's yeah. Pretty much.
So as a boss, I'm just supposed to allow, I'm just supposed to have no problem with one of my most important employees that preps me and really, really does more than you really know with regards to the on-the-flyness, prepness, and it just does a lot. That if I'm a dick because I'm going to ask him next year not to take these 2 days off. So that he can go to a music festival and make, a couple $1,000, and that the bonuses that I give him and that my pay that I pay him is just simply, not enough, that it's worth jeopardizing, your relationship with me because I'm mad about it. And I'm a dick. I'm the dick. And I'm just supposed to sit here and let him do that and let any employee take any time they want off and just sit here and take it. And at the end of the day, the show probably will suffer, which at the end of the day might make you be mad because the show's not as good as you expected it to be. So you really can't have the best of both worlds now, can you? You bunch of dicks. You bunch of unappreciative dicks. That's what I'm saying to you.
The chat or us in the room?
Everybody.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Not you guys. Not you guys that are here and present and don't take time off a lot.
I was throwing up all day yesterday. They told me at the doctor to take the next 2 days off, but I was so afraid of what happened on Friday, I couldn't do it. I mean,
people are just so mean. The show now is set up that if you want the show to have the big show, lot of persons input dynamic, then you're right. I can't do the show by myself.
It's the captain and Tennille without the Tennille. You need them both. It's part of him. He's part of the show.
But there's more than it's just not a two-person. It's not a two-person show.
But it's integral.
Captain and Tennille. I mean.
The C Morning Zoo.
You could have gone at least the Bee Gees.
Okay, the Bee Gees.
The C Morning Zoo.
With Jackson 5.
Yeah, without Tito.
Morning Zoo.
They're suffering.
Led Zeppelin.
The C Morning Zoo. On Z.
I mean, what about AC/DC if Malcolm and Angus Young
Oh, goodness.
both took off?
It's not a good concert.
Now, I'm Brian Johnson, the lead singer.
Right.
But
Screaming.
if Malcolm, my main guitar, and then Angus, my lead, my rhythm and my lead, both. I mean, all we'd have was Brian with some drums, and that's what I had. I had my lead guitar and my rhythm guitar. Now I could go without one of them because the rhythm guy is good enough to be lead, and the lead's good enough to be rhythm. But I cannot have them both.
No, now you're doing unplugged stuff.
Yeah, now I'm doing Bubba Unplugged, and if that's what I know, well, okay. I don't think that's as good of a show. And I found myself Friday needing Lummy. I found myself, maybe for the first time, maybe Lummy is just, and Lummy, and this is a testament to Lummy. Lummy is just, really, really, really stepped it up and became more and more valuable to the show. That his absence, prior was never really, well, it was noticed, but it didn't trip the show up. Now he's really, really, really niched himself into a really, really good preparatory / co-host position, and his absence really does affect the show.
I think exactly the point you're trying to make, Bubba, and maybe we can kind of pivot and just really kind of focus on how important Lummy is and how you've come to this epiphany that Lummy is really critical to the show and important to the show, and how much we appreciate him and miss him when he's gone.
Wah. Bubba is me. I'm the victim. Bubba's mantra. How can you put that on me that I'm sitting here trying to do I'm the victim? How about I think the show wasn't as good as it should have been? How about that? Have you ever looked at it globally, or do you always want to look at me because I'm the host and I have to deliver this information that's in my little head? How about that? Has anybody ever thought about that?
I haven't. But I'll start every day now.
How about I'm thinking about the integrity of the show? How about that? How about I'm passionate that I feel as if, Seth has seen me many a times. I've hung my headphones up and I go, man, that show sucked. I don't feel good about that show. If I'm sitting here stealing money and just trying to get through these 4 hours and really don't care about the sound of the show, I'm probably, quite frankly, I'm not even having this conversation because I don't care. But I do care. Like, I care so much that I'm having this conversation.
Well, we're here for you today, Sponge.
I do. And
so is Macho.
I do have somebody that I respect very much, and it's a woman, and she's grown, and she's probably seen a lot of life. She said, "There's something There's something ethically wrong taking off from your job to work another job." That's just my take. You're not wrong, Bubba. Hey, and here's the deal. I never even really looked at it ethically. And I still don't look at it ethically.
Beach Metal Detective, $10.
I just look at it with regards to, not ethically, but just more passionately in the sound of the show. The show would have been so much better had Lummy been here on Friday. And Lummy means a lot to the sound of our show, to the point maybe Lummy will be cool about it and will be like, listen, you know what? I agree with you. I probably shouldn't be, before. Listen, when Lummy was not nearly as important as he was, him taking off a few days to go do a music festival in Fort Walton Beach wasn't really that big of a deal. The show, we had other people here. The show, Lummy, in those instances, probably wasn't the most important. I'm sorry, the most liked and most popular person of the show. Well, Lummy now organically has turned into that guy.
You couldn't do, and I'm not trying to be facetious, but you couldn't do like a little Colton stand-in for those days.
No, shut up.
I mean,
Dan.
I'm not trying
Colton's got a day job, so
He's got a day
working.
job too.
Oh, okay.
Now he's, you know what? Now he is leaving his regular job to come do this job.
Very disruptive.
Now we're just eating our own logic.
I understand now.
Here's the deal. Seth, let me see if I can make it sports terms. When you're the sixth guy off the bench and you take a couple days off, that's not as big a deal. But when you're part of the starting five,
Yeah, Pippen can't take time off.
when you take it off, Lummy's now the starting five. Starting five is me, Lummy, Seth, Macho Man, and Rhett. That's the starting five. For 3 days, we then have sixth man off the bench, Dan. And then, for 1 day out of the 5 we got, Babyface. And I think this Wednesday, my sister, Tara.
Oh, cool.
So, Lummy is, Lummy's my, Lummy's my strong forward. No, you know what? Seth, I think Lummy's my center.
Oh, he is.
Lummy's my center.
Greg Ostertag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lummy's my center. And when your center's gone, not just every team has a guy like, we can throw in Magic Johnson to play center. I'm not quite that good yet.
Bubba, since I'm reading chat for now before I close it out.
God,
everybody is saying that I should have stepped up on Friday and I should have done Lummy's job. Was there anything that I needed to do to cover for? Because we never had the conversation ahead of time.
I think you stated, I think everybody, see, I didn't have Macho in his lane. I didn't have Lummy in his lane. So you and Rat stayed in your lanes and did what you needed. Dan did what you needed, but we still had a few lanes uncovered.
Yeah, I was in a few lanes.
Yeah, you were rolling around. I mean, I bet your carpet's worn out as much as you were rolling back and forth. I don't see in there very often, but I did see one time where you were at Macho Man's and then you just flinged yourself back over to your area. Thank God the little wiener dog wasn't in there.
Got right over.
I mean, you were going back and forth, and we were all trying our best. Listen, I'm not gonna continue this on because just people hate me and people are mad at me about it. But
Is he back tomorrow?
I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I guess.
Have you not talked to him at all this weekend?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you having like a going black on him?
No. Why should I? If I speak to him. It's not. He
heard it. I mean, he heard it.
I know that, but I'm just gonna leaving him alone and letting him do what he needs to do up there. Letting him doing his job. Me having any conversation with him at all would be just disrespectful and distractive and make him already probably more nervous than he already is.
If he scratches you off like 10%, will it all go away?
No. Oh, please. I don't want any. No.
Okay.
No. This is not about money.
Okay. Sometimes money fixes things.
Well, Danny, we don't all live in your world. Look, I mean, look at you.
I want to live in your world. I want to be in your world, Dan.
Seth goes, I want to be able to scratch off Huns and make problems go away. Please.
It's the dream.
The most truthful thing said on the show today was, I want to be able to have money to fix things.
You need an apprentice or anything, Dan? I've got some time after the show. Dan could be, if you painted Dan's face gold, he could be one of those guys like a street performer that doesn't move at all.
He could.
I'm just not going to move.
By the way, so listen, Bubba needs to chill. I need to chill.
That's no gutso, baby.
You need to
No
chill.
gutso, no glory.
That's right. Do you have your own business and your most important guy can just ask for 2 additional days when he already gets 5 weeks off and you're not supposed to have
you saw how well the Bucks did when Tom Brady kept taking time off.
Yeah, well, I mean.
See? And he wasn't even taking time off during the games, but just during the week. And they sucked.
Wow.
He was taking like a day off every week for his like personal days.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah,
I know. Well, practice.
Not a game. Not a game. Not a game.
These are games, Dan.
Practice.
These are games.
We're talking about practice.
Now you're doing Kevin Hart now.
Allen Iverson.
But haven't you see the new Kevin Hart Allen Iverson commercial?
Oh no!
About
yes, the DraftKings one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am right. I'm right. Hello.
Hey, Bubba, big fan. It's Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. This is
Hey, quick question for you.
Yeah, it's him. It's him.
It's the guy.
It's him,
it's the guy. Yeah,
and that's
it's
what Lummy usually protects us.
Yeah,
from that
that's
guy.
why we need Lummy.
Oh, God.
Case in point.
Here we go.
What more do you guys need to hear?
I just don't understand how they can't why they have to be so mean to me and why they can't say, hey Bubba, you know what? It's your show.
Some people say
it's
that.
your building. You're the boss. You pay them well. They just got a raise. I ethically I don't I certainly I understand where you're coming from. You know, the guy leaves your job to go make a quick little money on this music festival that he's been doing for years, and it hasn't been a problem clear up until this past, just last Friday, where Lummy's importance was really, really showcased by his absence. And maybe moving forward, maybe I, pay Lummy. Well, see, I don't think that's fair either, that I would pay him a little extra money not to go. Because at that point now I'm already paying you a competitive wage. You already get bonuses. So, now I have to pay you not to go to this job that you go. I don't know. I just don't think there's any really.
Let's get out of this, Bubba, because this is
it's building so much hate.
Yeah, because it's like
not a because exactly
Not quite,
because you know why? Nobody can nobody can be me. Nobody can sit behind this board and know the importance of being prepared and on the fly stuff that he does for me. And I have to wear several different hats, and the only hat you have to wear is the hat of a listener who, for the most part, likes the show. Now, there's a lot of guys out there that let's also not fake. We also have to figure out though that there's a lot of people in chat who simply don't like us. So they, no matter what I said, they hate me. There's a lot of hate watching. We probably have 50% people who like us, all of which don't like me, and then 50% of people who hate us, and of course they don't like me. They don't even like you.
I don't think it's quite 50-50, but you do have people.
There's a lot of hate watching up in there.
There's probably maybe 20%.
Whatever. I think we need to get the hell out of here. Yes, it's all me. I'm a dick. Lummy can take any. I should just let any employee take any time off.
We have no content. What's $40,000 a year? Give the man a raise.
Yeah.
Slow day. Bubba's mad. Get the merch crick in there. Nobody stepped up for Lummy. Sorry, those were just all the comments I had memorized.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.